Dr. Frankenstein, pumpte jeder erzählt. Frankenstein bekannte diese Welt oder baute auf ihn eine Geistesscheide fort. It wasn't just a comedy. It was a resurrection. Young Frankenstein brought Gothic horror and screwball parody back from the dead, in black and white. But behind the laughter, the film was chaos. Studio fights, makeup disasters, secret pranks, and one musical number that almost killed the movie. These are 10 weird facts about Young Frankenstein, a film that refused to play by any rules and became immortal because of it. Stand clear. The sparks are about to fly. 1. The studio hated the black and white idea. Mel Brooks didn't just want to spoof old monster movies, he wanted Young Frankenstein to look like one. So he insisted the entire movie would be shot in black and white. The studio panicked. They said no one in the 1970s would pay to see a black and white comedy. They begged Brooks to shoot it in color, even offered him more money. Brooks refused. If you force color, he told them, I walk. They finally gave in, but on one bizarre condition. No one was allowed to advertise that it was black and white. Brooks agreed. The result? A comedy that didn't just feel classic. 2. The scene that saved the movie. The put on the rich sequence almost got cut. Brooks thought it was too weird, too long, too Broadway. Gene Wilder fought for it. He said it was the heart of the movie, chaos meeting sincerity. Brooks gave in reluctantly. When he saw it complete, lights, costumes, the absurd dancing monster, he burst out laughing. What he once hated became the movie's most legendary moment. 3. Marty Feldman's secret prank. Remember Ego's hump. One moment it's on the right, then it's on the left, then it's gone. That wasn't a mistake. That was Marty Feldman being a menace. He started secretly switching the hump's position every few scenes just to mess with the crew. When Brooks noticed, he didn't yell. He laughed and said, "Leave it." That running gag became one of cinema's most famous visual jokes, and it wasn't even in the script. 4. The makeup that melted. Peter Boyle's monster makeup looked terrifying, but under the studio lights, it was hell. The latex layers trapped heat. His forehead bubbled. His scars slid off his face. At one point, the crew had to stop filming and literally rebuild his face from scratch. Boyle never complained. He sweated through the pain, danced in a tuxedo, and turned misery into movie magic. 5. Frau Blücher too funny for her own good. Cloris Leachman wasn't trying to be funny. That's why she was hilarious. She played Frau Blücher like a cold, dangerous mystery, every word sharp as a knife. The problem? Every time she spoke, the cast lost it. Wilder couldn't keep a straight face. The crew broke down laughing behind the camera. So Mel Brooks made a wild decision. Keep her performance exactly as it was and cut around everyone else's laughter. The result? One of the strangest, funniest women ever put on film. And of course, every time someone says her name, the horses scream. 6. The lab was real. That lightning-filled laboratory? It wasn't a Hollywood replica. Brooks and Wilder actually tracked down Kenneth Strickfaden, the engineer who built the original Frankenstein lab equipment in 1931. He still had everything, coils, switches, Tesla arcs, sitting in his garage. He shipped it all to the set and it worked like new. That's not parody. That's resurrection. 7. Mel Brooks' hidden cameo. Mel Brooks loved sneaking into his own movies. In Blazing Saddles, he played 3 roles. But Gene Wilder banned him from Young Frankenstein. He said, if you show your face, it'll ruin the illusion. Brooks agreed, sort of. Listen closely, you'll still hear him. He's the howling wolf, the screeching cat, the distant train whistle. He didn't appear on screen, but his voice haunted every corner of the film. 8. The joke that inspired Aerosmith. It started as a simple line. Ego hands Frankenstein a cane and says, "Walk this way." They both limp off in identical hunches. Years later, Aerosmith was recording in the next studio over. Legend says the band saw the movie, laughed at that line, and named their hit song Walk This Way. Was it coincidence or inspiration? We may never know, but it's one of rock's weirdest origin stories. 9. Almost rated R for one line. The movie's not violent. It's not vulgar. But one line nearly earned it an R rating. When the monster and Elizabeth connect, she gasps, The sweet mystery of life, at last I found you. The ratings board called it sexually suggestive in an unnatural context. Brooks argued it was a joke, a musical callback. 3 appeals later, he won. Young Frankenstein stayed PG by 1 line. 10. From parody to preservation. In 2003, the Library of Congress added Young Frankenstein to the National Film Registry, calling it culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. A black and white monster parody, preserved forever alongside Casablanca and Citizen Kane. It started as a goofy idea. It ended as art. Mel Brooks said later, "We didn't make it timeless, we just made it honest." And maybe that's why, 50 years later, it still feels alive. From melting makeup to secret humps, from Broadway numbers to burning lab lights, Young Frankenstein was chaos. But it was the kind of chaos that creates classics. It didn't chase trends. It followed feeling. So if this one still makes you laugh, or makes you wonder how they pulled it off, give it a like, share it, and tell us in the comments. What's your favorite moment from Young Frankenstein? And remember, it's pronounced Frankenstein.